Welcome back into the Sean podcast. Oh yeah, we're about to get it done now. You know, more NFL coming up. Sean, what's on your mind?
Week 1 is in the books. I'm ready for week 2, clearly because my team got decimated in week 1, so I am really ready to see what my team does against the Detroit Lions this week.
Pull that Bill Belichick on to the next week.
We're on to Detroit. Yeah.
All right, so before we get into some of those games, we got a little segment that we're going to come up with. Every week, we're going to have top 3 of Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. We're not doing the MVP yet. There's a lot more to go in the MVP, and we're going to see how this progresses and changes over the year, over the course of the year. So, I normally have Sean go first. I will go first this time, and I will give you my Offensive Players of the Year. And my Offensive Players of the Year right now are Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill. Yes, Tom Brady's not on my list right now. If I was doing MVP, Tom Brady would be there. But for offensive player, I do think that Dak outdueled Tom Brady in terms of quarterbacking on that Thursday, even though Brady got the victory. Sean, what's your 3?
My 3, 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady, right? At his age, still surgical, throwing for nearly 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions that really were neither his fault, but he's still doing
one of those was
things.
Cause. One of those was cause. He threw a bit of an errant throw. That one of those was cause. I'm just saying. The screen one. He made it kind of difficult on Fournette, even though Fournette should have got it. But he made it difficult on him because DeMarcus was coming down the barrel. Brady felt it. Just saying.
Number 2, Dak Prescott. Number 3, Kyler Murray.
All right. I see how you didn't mention how Dak's interception was not Dak's fault at all.
Oh, no, it was definitely his fault.
Oh, really? He had CeeDee Lamb drop that ball that was in his hands, literally in the bread basket.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, we're not going to get into that. All right. Coming up, my defensive players of the year so far, and it's 1, 2, and 3. Everybody knows the number 1. Currently, it's Chandler Jones. My number 2, Max Crosby. Dude was a force. And my number 3 is Joey Bosa.
Ooh. All right. Alrighty. So my 3 guys in order, 1, 2, 3. Chandler Jones came out hot. Ended up with 5 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles. Unstoppable. Number 2 guy, Shaq Thompson. Had a hand in 10 tackles, one of them for a loss, added in a sack, but what set him apart? 3 passes defended and an interception, right? He affected the game on the ground and in coverage. My number 3 guy, Von Miller. Von Miller is back. He had 3 tackles, all 3 of them for a loss, and he added in 2 sacks. Welcome back, Von.
Now, it was on Daniel Jones, but you get it where you can get it.
Hey, sometimes you need a game to shake the rust off.
All right, my offensive rookies of the year. All right, my guy, Jamar Chase, is my number 1. Jamar Chase came out. Oh, I thought he couldn't catch. What happened? Oh no! What do you know? What happened? He came out and beasted everybody. So that's what he did. Made Patrick Peterson look dumb. All right, next up is an unconventional one. This guy will never win it from NFL standards, but he should. Rashawn Slater. Dude was a monster. Couldn't nobody get past him.
Especially Chase Young.
True. Got his number. And then my number 3 guy's Najee Harris. He kept the Steelers on schedule. He was doing his job. He looked pretty good. He played a pretty solid Bills front and got some showed some nice prowess.
Nice. My three. 1, 2, 3. Number 1, Mac Jones. It wasn't the most impressive stat line, going 29, 39, 281, a touchdown, but he looked so comfortable and confident back there.
True.
Nearly led New England to a come-from-behind victory. If it wasn't for a late Damian Harris fumble, would have had that chance, but he looked really impressive there. So I like that. My number 2 guy, Jamar Chase, right? Oft criticized in the offseason for his drops. Got a case of the dropsies. That was nowhere to be seen here in week 1, right? Regular season turned around and it looked like the LSU connection between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase turned 7 targets into a 5 for 110 and a 1 touchdown line. 0 drops. Yes, he's out to prove a lot of people wrong. My number 3 guy, Devontae Smith, right? My boy. He looked good in his first regular season game.
He did look good.
Good route running, good separation. He drew a team high 8 targets, turning it into a 6 for 71 line with a touchdown. And his first reception in the NFL was an 18-yard touchdown. Welcome to the NFL.
It was a nice little pick route. I'll say that. It was a nice little pick route. They learned. They schemed him open.
They learned.
I will say personally, no. He looked very good. I'm not knocking his performance. I just think his old teammate Jalen Waddle actually kind of looked better playing against better defense.
I mean that Atlanta defense isn't good? What?
No. All right, moving on to Defensive Rookie of the Year. My number 1 is Micah Parsons. He was all over the field. Played the 51% of the snaps, most percentage of any linebacker for the Cowboys. I just love the sole fact that you could hear Collinsworth and them talking about, Tom Brady and Bruce Arians have figured this out. They're putting Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch on the field when they do run plays, and then Keanu O'Neal and Micah Parsons when they do pass plays. So then you saw Tom Brady try to check into a run play when Parsons was on the field, and then Parsons shut it down. It was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work either. And then Odafe, Owe. Other people know him as Jason Owe, but he's going back to his born name, Odafe. Dude looked legit. I was very surprised how much the Ravens used them, because they don't normally let progress their pass rushers this quickly. But dude was on the field a lot. He looked like a legitimate player, and he was actually really good in the run. And then my number 3 is Paulson Adebo. Now, note his interception on Rodgers was Rodgers. I don't know what Rodgers was doing. It's Rodgers doing uncharacteristic stuff. So he got pressured, and then it looked like he panicked, and he just threw it up. And it was behind the receiver. Paulson Adebo was like, "Oh, gift, thank you." But I mean, he had some really good stat lines. Otherwise, I think it was he only gave up 1 catch for 14 yards, and I mean that's pretty good against the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, we have some similarities. Our number 1 guy, Mike Parsons, right? It's not easy playing your first professional game, regular season game against Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champions, especially given how talented their offensive line is. But he looked pretty good out there. 7 total tackles, 1 pass defended, got a hit on Tom Brady. That's a pretty good day. Number 2 guy, Kwity Paye from the Indianapolis Colts. I didn't expect many edge defenders to make a quick presence this year. But Kwity Paye, I was higher on him than the rest. He showed up to play in his debut against the Seahawks, ended up coming with 3 total tackles, 1 of them for a loss, recovers a fumble. I see a lot of promise with him this season. And my number 3 guy, that guy from the New Orleans Saints, Paulson Adebo, got to start this past weekend against Green Bay, and the reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Like you said, he only allowed 1 catch for 14 yards on 4 total targets, and he came away with an interception in the red zone. But I think that interception was the one that Aaron Rodgers was referring to, where he took the double nut shot. So I need to go back and look at that replay a little bit more to see what does a double nut shot look like. But apparently that's the reason for the interception. So we'll see what the tape shows.
All right. You'll see these names probably change along the way, but this is it for week 1. Again, it's a long season, so some of these you probably see again, some you see change. All right, moving on to the games. We want to get through this. So the first, that Thursday night game in D.C., Giants facing the Washington football team. What you got, Sean?
Give me the Washington football team, right? We saw Daniel Jones out there. Daniel Jones is still doing Daniel Jones things. And as long as he's doing that, it's going to continue to hurt the Giants. This is really the make or break season for them. And going against that Washington front seven, I just don't see good things, especially with Saquon Barkley coming along a little bit slower than the New York team would prefer that he does. So give me Washington.
Yeah, they're going to need Saquon to play a bigger role here. Because that new weapon, Kenny Galladay, where was he last week? I mean, I saw a couple, but I mean, he's getting paid a lot of money. He needs to do a little bit more.
Yeah, soft tissue injuries, though. Tissue injuries.
Coming up. All right, so the noon games. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Chicago Bears. How do you feel about this one, Sean? This is the revenge game.
This is assuming that Andy Dalton draws the start. This is the revenge game.
He already had a revenge game, which he did win, by the way.
Which one was that?
Dallas played Cincinnati last year when Andy Dalton was a starter. So now Cincy's coming for their revenge, because that's my prediction. They got Joe Burrow in this game. They didn't have him in the Cowboys game. If Dalton's starting this game, Joe Burrow's gonna do his thing. Cincinnati's gonna treat Dalton like Dalton, and yeah, that's gonna be a wrap.
Ooh, this one is a little bit tougher, but I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go to Chicago. A little bit of home field advantage.
Not much. 3-point advantage. That's it.
Yep. So I don't feel very good about it, but I'm going to go Chicago.
I'm going Cincy. I rode them last week. I'm going to ride them this week.
Oh, speaking of last week, how'd you do last week? I think I was 11-5 on my picks.
Well, in terms of the pod or in terms of our little league, I do a little bit differently. Here, I'm not sure how I was.
All right, well, let's go. We'll have more information for you next week about how we're doing. We'll track this for the season.
All right, next up, we got the Texans versus the Browns in Cleveland. And I'm just going to let you know, David Culley, you coming down to earth. Tyrod Taylor, you're coming down to earth. This game. Now, note, I don't like the line. The line is at 12.5. But this game, Cleveland's going to win this game. It's just what it is.
Yep. I got to go with Cleveland. I don't feel very optimistic about Houston. Tyrod Taylor looked like potential MVP, but that was against Jacksonville. He's not going against Jacksonville this week. He's going against Cleveland, who looked really good against Kansas City. So I feel pretty confident with Cleveland in this one.
All right, next up, we got the Rams versus the Colts. Again. Sorry, Carson Wentz. I'm going Rams.
Yep, I got the Rams too. I feel really confident about this one, especially since this one's in Indianapolis.
And also,
almost thought it was. Yeah, I still got the Rams.
The Rams are a 4-point favorite. They're going to win by more than 4. All right, next up, we got the Bills going to Miami. Bills are favored by 3.5, but I got Miami winning this game. Believe it or not. Oh, yeah, I got the Bills going 0-2 to start the year.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going with Buffalo on this one. I'm going with Buffalo.
I know. I'm the crazy man here, the total believer.
It's not that I don't believe in Tua. I just think that Josh Allen and the Buffalo offense is going to bounce back this week. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They're playing a pretty good defense. Next up, we got those Patriots going to New York. East Rutherford. To, play them Jets. Yeah, to beat those Jets. 2 rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's right. 2 rookie quarterbacks. I'm going Mac Jones for the Patriots for this one.
Yep. All right, now we got the Niners traveling out to Philly. All the way out to Philly. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care who gets the start. I got the Niners winning this one. I know Philly looked pretty good against Atlanta. The Niners are not Atlanta. Just letting you know.
Yep, but sometimes Jimmy Garoppolo can look like Matt Ryan did this past weekend, so I got Philadelphia in this one. I don't feel very confident about it, but I got Philadelphia.
All right, now we got the Raiders versus the Steelers. This one is a very interesting one. The smart bet is the Steelers. I'm not going against the Steelers here. They're going to Pittsburgh, so it just makes a lot of sense. But those Raiders are very weird.
The Raiders have that sneaky potential, but I've got Pittsburgh for this one.
All right, next up, Saints at Panthers. I'm taking Jameis. Just saying that Saints defense and Jameis, if he plays like he did last week, yeah, they're going to take down those Panthers.
Yep, I've got the Saints over the Panthers in this one.
All right, next one. All right, make this bet, everybody. I'm probably going to make this bet. You got the Broncos traveling to Jacksonville against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Broncos are a 6-point favorite. They need to be a 20-point favorite. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I've got Denver. I've got Denver as well. Teddy Bridgewater's looking good. Jacksonville's going to go 0 for 2021. So, yeah.
All right. Next game up, Vikings at Cardinals. I'm taking Kyler. Vikings. I mean, they're competent, and I know they're that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type team. One week they'll look one way, another week they'll look another way. But I mean, just if they have any of those offensive line issues against Chandler Jones, that's a wrap. And I don't think they have anybody to stick with DeAndre Hopkins.
No, if Jamar Chase could do that to Patrick Peterson, I don't see Patrick Peterson hanging with DeAndre Hopkins.
No.
I've got Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Arizona Cardinals over the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, next we got the Falcons going to the Bucs. What's the line? It's 12.5.
Go Tampa. Yes.
Yeah, Tampa. Yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Hopefully, Kyle Pitts gets a better stat line. All right, we got the Tennessee Titans going to the Seattle Seahawks. Are the Tennessee Titans gonna end up 0-2 to start the year?
Yes, they will. Russ is gonna cook in Seattle.
And only one game out of first place because the Houston Texans are going to lose also. Will the Houston Texans be in first place for 2 weeks in a row?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. Then we got the game of the week. Oh, wait, no, not the game of the week yet. Then we got the other game that I didn't want to talk about. We got Dallas Cowboys traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. I got the Cowboys even without Lyle Collins, even without Michael Gallup. I think the Cowboys are still going to win this game. I think they've got too much firepower. I think the coaching staff will scheme a way to help out Terrence Steele. And I think that Cowboys defense is going to be better than you think. That was Tom Brady last week with the help of the refs.
Hey, this is Justin Herbert. What are you talking about?
He ain't Tom Brady yet.
Not yet, not yet. Will we see any Rashawn Slater versus Micah Parsons?
Maybe.
That'd be a nice
That'd be fun.
matchup.
That'd be fun.
But I got my pick on Dallas here too. I think their offense. Yeah, I got
And
Dallas.
Zeke's gonna eat in this game.
He better. He didn't do anything last week, but I think that's part of the game plan.
It was the game plan. Tampa is one of the best, is the best run team the last 2 years. Anyways, I mean, I know you don't know what that looks like because Green Bay lets like the floodgates open for running backs.
We've never been good at tackling running backs, okay?
But the game of the week, the Sunday night game, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Baltimore to play the Ravens, and the Ravens are starting 0-2. Unfortunately.
Yep, the Ravens have a lot of problems right now that they may be able to correct at some point later on in the season, but they're definitely going to be starting the year 0-2.
Like when Bateman comes back?
Hopefully sooner than that. You figure you had a good thing going with Tyson Williams. I'm not sure why they didn't give him more carries later in the game and they gave him to Latavius Murray.
Bateman's going to be back after week 3. He's eligible, I guess, to come back after week 3. So
yeah, we'll see.
All right. And then the Monday night game, your game, we got the Lions traveling to Green Bay. Green Bay needs to play better.
Truer words have never been spoken. Green Bay play better. If the Packers lose, I will shave. Okay.
You heard it here.
There we go.
This will be online. So you
told me to it.
Here, folks.
If the Packers lose against the Lions on Monday Night Football, I'm going to shave.
Why are you making your mom root against the Packers? You know she watches the pod.
She does. She does.
You know she wants you to shave.
She does.
Anyway, words of wisdom, Sean.
Words of wisdom for me. Man, if Packers lose, I have to go buy a razor. Yeah. It's been a while.
My words of wisdom. Don't tease them, mama.